Well, hello guys and gals, welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy Mr. Moose. Let me get rid of that music there that I had going up for a second. I like to just have a little bit of time when I'm getting the stream set up to have the slate up there and everything, so it's just not coming in cold right when it starts, because it usually takes 30-40 seconds for the stream to initiate, so that's the reason I do that. But anyways, welcome aboard. Welcome back to another Saturday night stream. It's going to be a little bit early stream tonight, as I didn't take into account the fact that my alma mater plays football tonight at 7 o'clock. So I had to jump in here and do the stream ahead of time. So anyways, Nitro Gaming, hello and good evening, sir. Welcome to the stream. So anyways, we're back on Manchester tonight. I'm going to stream for a couple of hours up until game time, and then I will just step it on up, trying to get back to the old streaming thing. And for everybody who wondered what happened last night, again, I had an issue with some very close friends. A very close friend had to have surgery, and so I went and sat with them and her husband last night. So that's sort of what happened. So anyways, welcome. We're going to get going here. And I'm messing around a little bit today with a few things. One of which is I got this guy running, and I figured out how to get him to cross the railroad tracks. If you watched the live stream yesterday, and or if you watched yesterday's video, I had an issue where I couldn't get him to cross the railroad tracks. If I let him sit in the left lane over here, the box off of this warning signal wouldn't let him cross the railroad tracks. So what I did was I switched him over to the other lane and brought him across the railroad tracks, and I was able to get him to cross over the railroad tracks. So now I'm just waiting to see if he'll actually make it out of the gate and make the turn and head on back, so I can let it do a little bit dumping while I go do a couple of other things, and then we'll move forward with the day. But anyways, welcome to everybody watching the live stream. Andrea, welcome. KJ Aston, welcome. Hope you guys enjoy the stream tonight. So what are we gonna do? I need to get the fruit collected, and I'm gonna let a little bit more of this slurry sell off just to make a little bit of money, and then we're gonna fast track time to day 4 and start the harvest. So we're going to be doing that. Search Plays, hello. I am doing good. I've had a pretty decent day. Heath Smith, welcome, sir. Welcome to the broadcast. So he's going to hang up on the gate, but it looks like he is going to make it out and cross the railroad tracks. Cool beans. Now the next thing will be to see if it triggers and actually loads up at the farm. Alright, so I'm gonna jump over into the John Deere and go grab the fruit trailer so I can get that cleared out. Actually, I can just use this guy, so we'll just use it. Doesn't want to start today. Alright, so hate driving around with forks on. It's not something I like to do. Alright, so we are going to head over here, grab our little fruit trailer. I need to go clear out the orchard, and then once I get that done, I think we'll be about ready to move to the next day and get ourselves situated and start doing some harvesting. Which we're going to be doing a lot of chaffing during this go around. Sorry, gotta go. Hope the stream goes well. Well, thanks for stopping by. I know it's a little bit earlier than I normally do, but like I said, I pushed it up a little bit because the football game starts at 7, and definitely want to go watch that. So, Henry, welcome. Mr. Thorndike. Good to have you guys with me tonight. Anyways, KJ, have a great day. Alright, so we're headed out of here to the orchard. And I'll go check the real quick before. Let's see what this guy does. It was pulling into the trigger point and not loading earlier, so I'll see if it loads up. If it loads up, then I will be all right. Joshua McIntyre, hello, sir. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Welcome to the stream. So let's see if this guy loads up and hits the trigger point right. I don't know what's going on. It didn't load. All I can do is manually fill it, and then it will go from there. But for some reason, it's not picking up the trigger point there. And it seems like I've had that issue before with this particular modded trailer, where it wouldn't pick up a trigger point before. So with Courseplay, so I don't know. But, you know, as long as it gets here, I can fill it up myself, and as long as it'll run the rest of the route manually, I'm a happy camper. So, alright, so off we go. Nick Miller, hello. Welcome to the stream. Henry, what country do you live in? I live in England. It's 8:45 p.m. in England. It is 4:46 here. I live in the United States. So, yeah. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the stream. Your first one. Well, it's great to have you, man. Appreciate it. Peter Jones, hello. How do I make sure that mods don't give me viruses? I've gotten to where there are particular websites that I will use on a regular basis, and I just trust those. But the one thing that I always do is, you know, I always run a virus scanner and everything on my computer for downloads. But the one thing I like to do is I make sure that anytime I download a mod, the first thing I do is I open up the zip folder and verify that the files in there, that there's no executable file in there. If there's an executable file in there, I just delete it and don't use it. The other thing is you know, again, I stay away from, I've just came to trust certain websites. Mod Hosters is one, FSUK is the other. I trust them because I know that they don't. And I've also come to know what websites are horrible to stick away from. Uploaded.net is really bad about having malware on it, so I stay away from files that I have to get off of Uploaded. So I try to avoid getting anything off of there. We the peeps, hello. Cal Kyer, hello. Judd Hill, hello. Surge Plays, hello again. Justin, if you could only use one tractor, what would it be? Well, if I could use one tractor, it would be one that's not in the game. So, you know, I would love to have a really great John Deere, which I think we all want John Deere mods. But I don't know. I really, like you said, I really like the Fendt 1050s, and I've been a big fan of them up until they started sliding, and I started having issues with them. So I'm really having some issues with that, but I just really haven't fallen in love with one particular tractor over another. As y'all notice, I've been using the John Deere that Serious Gamer turned me on to, simply because it works and it functions, you know, and it seems to be going. So, but anyways, yeah. Nick Miller, do I use a wheel? Yeah, I'm using a G27, and then I have two Logitech 3D Pro joysticks hooked up to it as well, or hooked up alongside of it for doing the forestry stuff. So, let's see. Somebody asked, who is my favorite YouTuber? God, I really don't have a favorite YouTuber. I watch a lot of different types of YouTube. I don't really watch farm sim YouTube stuff. I do a lot of cabinetry work on the side. So when I'm not playing games and I'm not doing my regular gig, I do a lot of cabinetry work, so I watch a lot of cabinetry stuff. And there's a guy out in Mississippi. His thing is Jay's Creations, and I watch a lot of his YouTube stuff because he's just like a everyday guy that's doing woodworking stuff, so I enjoy his stuff. Let's see, Mr. Huntington, thanks for the interest on the virus stuff. Serge, how old are you? I am in my 40s. How about that? Is that good enough? Gamer Guy, hello. Welcome. Soviet King, Massey Ferguson for me. Love some Massey Fergusons. And I'll be honest with you, if we're talking about tractors in real life, you know, what is you know, if you can only have one tractor, I love me some old Massey Fergusons and some true old Internationals, like those as well. So Victor, hello. Welcome. Hello, Brandon. Do I like the New England Patriots? I don't follow the NFL. I mean, I know who the New England Patriots are, obviously, but I'm not a fan of the NFL. So on Sundays, I don't watch professional football. I'm a college football fan. I think it is the close to the purest form of football there is, as far as it goes. So for me, it's college football, and then I would watch high school football before I would watch professional football, because I just think professional football is I just don't think they're playing it for the love of the game as much as they are for a paycheck, and you know, so that's sort of the way I am with it. So let's see, Wisby 17, what is your PC specs? PC is a FX processor's AMD FX 8350 on a Sabertooth motherboard. I'm using 32 gigs of G-Skill RAM, and then the weakest link in my system is my video card. I'm using a GTX 750, which I'm getting ready to update probably to a GTX 970, probably in the next couple of weeks. Do I think John Deere should be in the next farming simulator? I think John Deere should have been in Farm Sim a long time ago, but I don't think Farming Simulator is going to, I don't think Giants is going to spend the money to pay for a branding license to put John Deere into their game, so you can forget about that. Now, there's a new game going to be coming out next year called Cattle and Crops, and I mentioned that in yesterday's video. And Cattle and Crops is going to be a bit more of a true simulator from what I've read, and rumor has it that John Deere is going to be a part of it, but don't hold me to that. Again, that's rumor and speculation that right now at this point, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see where Cattle and Crops heads with their game, because I think there's a lot of people very interested in it. I love the fact that they're touting it as being more of an extreme farming simulator. So I think that is going to be cool. No links in the chat, please. All right, so let's go ahead. Did I upgrade to Windows 10? No, everybody's got me gun shy on it. Landy says it's good. Deputy P is using it, but a bunch of the people I play Arma with just dogged it, and then some of you guys dogged it as well in some messages that I got, telling me that it was really a bunch of junk. So I'm still a little bit nervous on actually pulling the trigger on it. So I am still on Windows 7, and have not made the switch to Windows 10 yet. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I'll be honest with you guys. I like Windows 7. I like the operating system of Windows 7, and I really enjoy using it. And don't have that many complaints about it. Now, I have a laptop that has Windows 8 on it, and I absolutely can't stand it. So, I'm really concerned with doing that, but I might do the laptop first and see how it goes, because I can't stand Windows 8, and I don't want it to be like Windows 8, but from what I've seen, it's not as bad as Windows 8 was. So, who's bringing cattle and crops out? How can they afford the John Deere design if an established company like Giants won't? Look, Giants isn't that big. Giants is still a small company. But it just, do you want to spend the money and have that brand in your game? And I think it will add a lot to their game if they go ahead and bite the bullet. You'll recoup your money surely. So I don't see where it is a for any reason why you wouldn't do it. And I can't, for the life of me, I can't understand why Giants hasn't done it yet. Can you just feed cattle silage and get 100% out of them? I don't think you can. I think you have to go TMR to get 100%. I know you have to do TMR to get 110% for sure. You can still get milk out of them, though, just doing silage and water, Justin. So, I've been able to just feed them grass before and get some dairy production out of them. But of course, you get the max production out of them by doing the TMR. So, but yeah, I think you can get at least 80 to 90% with silage. You may be able to get 100%. That's the thing. That's one of those questions where I can't answer it because I've never really done it, because I guess from the word go, I've always made TMR. Let's see, Kyle, you've got Windows 10 and it runs really smooth. That's good to know, man. What's the best map out there? I'm a big fan of Manchester. I really like this map, and I can understand why other people come back to it and want to play it, because it's a really well done map. Yeah. You're just wanting the slurry and the manure. I can understand that. I haven't really... I gotta dig a little bit deeper into the numbers on slurry and manure for doing this particular soul mod, so I haven't really messed around with it, but I'm gonna try and start doing a little more slurry and manure. Do I think Farming Simulator is better than Cattle and Crops? I have no idea, because Cattle and Crops is just pre-alpha, and we haven't actually seen any gameplay or anything of that nature. There's a little bit of video out there of them so there's a little bit of cutting chaff on the video, but that's the only thing I've seen gameplay wise, so I don't know for sure. I need to check this guy. It is not loading. So anyways, so all I've seen so far, like I said, is them cutting a little bit of chop with like a class Jaguar and loading that into a tractor. So but there'll be a lot of, I'm sure, there'll be a lot more information coming out as it goes along, but and it's still a long way from being an actual product, I'm sure. When they say 2016, they're probably looking at fall 2016. I mean, that's no numbers I've heard. Just if they're in pre-alpha right now, probably so. So, Kyle, just be careful and look out for viruses. Somebody sent me a note that said if I did upgrade to Windows 10 to make sure I turned all the security stuff to private or whatever, because there was a lot of issues with it. So where do I get the machete map? You mean Manchester? You get that from American Eagles modding. I don't know where a machete map is. And did I misspell something in one of the in the headers? It's highly possible. Why is that saying I'm doing forestry with rubber side down? Oh, you know what? I forgot to change that today. Let me see if I can change this real quick in my status. Do you use that? Hang on, I'm doing something behind the scenes here. See if that updates. I believe it did. All right. So anyways, back to the game we go. Had to jump out and fix OBS. All right. So where do we get the machine map? Dat farming guy. Hello, buddy. Welcome to tonight's stream. What crops do I grow on my small holding? We grow corn. I do a lot of okra, tomatoes. I do a lot of beans like pink eye beans, black eyed peas. We do a lot of Kentucky wonder beans. A lot of beans we grow because a lot of people like to can those. So we usually get 3 yields of beans, you know, Shelly peas. So I get a lot of beans grown, and then it's vegetables. After that, we do squash, cucumber, bell pepper, a lot of things that you would do in your garden. We just do on a larger scale. Banana peppers. I told you the tomatoes, the okra, things of that nature. Sometimes I'll grow some eggplant. It just depends. If there's a demand for it, if people ask for it, we'll plant it. Usually I take a consensus from the people who are participating in the program to see what kind of vegetables they want. And of course, I know what my family likes. You know, it's a lot of green beans for us. Squash. My mom is a squash addict, so she of course wants a lot of that every year. Cucumbers, because there's a million ways to use a cucumber. You know, aside from just doing salads and stuff like that, you know, fresh cucumbers. We make pickles with them. One of my favorite meals in the summer is to take my cucumbers and slice them real thin, put a little rice wine vinegar and some red pepper flake on top of them, and I just eat them like that. We do a lot of like cucumber and onions, where you take cucumber, onion, put that in vinegar and let it set for a while, and have that. So we grow a lot of cucumbers, and then of course we make all kinds of pickles. We make the bread and butter pickles. We make the dill pickles, things of that nature. So I have to remember which levers to flip here, so sometimes I don't get my camera angles right. I'm still messing with the camera angle thing after switching over to this system, because like I said, when I was using the gamepad, the camera moved a whole lot faster than it does with the hat switch here, so I don't get the same reaction out of it that I used to get. So I have to get used to the slow camera movement. All right, so that's the end of our fruit, and we'll take this back over to the other farm. Why even bother with that kiosk? I really ought to just delete it and start putting all the fruit into the warehouse, and then just you know, when I have a full 18-wheeler load, take it over there. Peter, you gotta go. All right, buddy. Take it easy. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, you're gonna be back in 20 minutes. All right. Well, I'll be here for a while. My plan is to stream all the way up until about 7 o'clock tonight. And that's when the football game starts. And so, yeah. Matt, glad you enjoyed the course play tutorials. Man, that's the reason I do them. I hope Cattle and Crops will be for console like FS15 is. Not sure, man. I do know they're touting that it's going to be an extreme simulator, so it's going to be like Soul Mod plus a whole lot more. So I'm really interested to see how much of a simulator it truly is. You know how the gold edition came out? Why would anyone with FS on computer? Because you could just get mods. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that. The whole FS gold thing. Some people look for it. There's a lot of people who won't play mods or don't do mods. So they did go ahead and got it for the add-ons. Like I said, there's a lot of people that won't download mods, don't know how to download mods, but they'll buy an update. So and then you've got the FS Gold for all the console versions, so those people get it. And then there are just the Farm Sim fans that will get it just because it's a Farm Sim game and they want to support the company. So that's that. Yes, Architect, it's me and my old Alabama game. And yeah, Matt, I am a Tide fan. So let's see. Alright, so we're done with this trailer. We can just move it on over here. Park it. No, I don't want to pick up oranges. Guess we don't want to put that there. I forget that it's an auto trigger on that. So, alright, so put these into the warehouse. Let's see. Well, I stopped watching the game, the Arkansas game, about the time I started doing this live stream. So that's not a good place for that. So let's back up, pick that up. Let's get it over here out of the way, because eventually we're going to come in here and get rid of all that stuff. Just move over here out of the way. And we'll go check on our lettuce and see if we have that. Hello, Tony. Good morning to you in Australia. What is that? Mask of Fifi 08. Hello. C Maskin. Hello. Well, welcome to the stream. Alright, so lettuce is lettuce. We are going to park this guy here, and eventually we'll be right back in it. But let's change over to this guy, and we'll get one more load of slurry going before we fast track, and that way make a little bit of money. Just still trying to take advantage of that high demand from yesterday. So if you guys didn't watch the entire video yesterday, to the last 5 minutes of it, where I backed the slurry tanker into the actual pit and then dumped it in there, you have to go watch that. It's kind of amusing. Are you going to do some fishing videos soon? I don't know, man. Kyle, I'm just not excited about that game. It just doesn't do it for me. I enjoy playing it some, and I'll tell you what really just burns me out on that game, and that's all the people just telling everybody and their brother exactly where to fish. And I know I can take the chat window and close it, but it's still, like, I get into the beta on it, and I do it myself, and I take the time to find all the fish and know exactly what was out of it, and then I get into the game, and everybody and their brother is just sharing the information right out there openly, and nobody's actually trying. So it's like, okay, for me, I can have the satisfaction of knowing I did everything, but then as far as any kind of competitiveness within the game, it can't be competitive at all, because Nobody else is, with the exception of a handful of people, the rest of the people aren't actually doing the work to find the fish, and so they're just catching them willy-nilly and racking up as many points and everything else as they can, and meanwhile you're trying to do it legit, and it's just, there's no, I mean, I get the satisfaction of getting on there and catching a few fish, and that's it, but I watch everybody else and what's going on with the rest of that stuff, and you know, where is the competitiveness in that game? It's non-existent now. They've broken it. There's absolutely no way they can be, you know, they're talking about tournaments. There's no way you can do a tournament the way that game is set up. So it's just not going to work. 1 second, guys. All right, so let's see. Am I going to be getting Just Cause 3? No. I don't play, like I said, the only, and I'll be honest with you, I don't even know anything about Just Cause 3, so let's just put that out there. Mostly all I play is simulators. The only exception to the simulator world right now that I am playing is Arma. And to me, Arma is sort of a first-person shooter simulation thing because of the fact that, you know, it is somewhat realistic. So that's really the only thing I'm playing right now. So I thought I'd stick on this guy and let you guys see, if you are playing Manchester and you want to use course play, the issue I ran into yesterday, where when I got up here, see that box over on the, for the light and for the signal device, that was causing me to be in traffic. So by moving over here, I was able to get across the railroad tracks and get course play to actually work. So it's actually gonna function the way it should, and got in here. So if anybody's playing Manchester, if you're trying to use course play and you have issues getting across the railroad tracks, veer off into the other lane and you should be able to get over there. So my thumbnail says Fishing Planet. That's because YouTube's system right now is broken. It's not doing right. If you change your thumbnail over, it should immediately change over and show the current thumbnail. The thumbnail I have up right now is actually for farming sim, so I don't know why it's doing that. And it's sort of irritating the way they've got that, and there's a lot of people been complaining about it. But again, the whole thing is in beta, and or for the most part it's in beta, so it will eventually get better. I'm gonna double check, make sure that the right one is up. I did do it just a minute ago and it should be farming sim, but I'll do OBS. Just make sure that the right one is up. Live stream thumbs. Farming simulator. All right, so that is updated, so it's the right one. It's the same one I did a minute ago. But thanks for the information there. You know, YouTube's got a long way to go with their streaming application, but for me, as somebody who's just getting into the whole streaming thing, it's one of those things where you just kind of I'd rather do the YouTube thing than to try and build up an account over on Twitch, so I'll stick with it. Alright, so this guy's going to head on back to the farm, and I'm going to fast track time. I'm going to lose out on the rest of that slurry, but we're ready to move on to the next day because everything is done. So, fast track time. I demand for oats. And let's get to 5 a.m. 6:40. I'm going to try to burn off some of that haze. So 8:30 in the morning is where we're at. All right, so why is I not switching over to the truck? There it is. So I'm going to stop course play on this guy and go ahead and get it back to the farm. And we can set up for what we're going to do now. So we're on the next day now. And we can start doing some harvesting. So we should be looking at fields ready to harvest. As soon as the soul mod finishes calculating, it's got to run through. It's at 84, 85% now. So you like staring at the poop trailer. I've never had any issue with Fast Forwarder doing anything else like that. Alright, I don't need this trailer for anything else. I'm just going to park it over here next to the poop chute and leave it there. And we'll just park it right here and leave it out of the way. All right. So we've got 4 fields to harvest, and 3 of those are going to be corn for the BGA. So we're going to have to set up a route for the BGA using this guy. And get ready to roll with it. Alright, so turn around and back up real quick. And we'll grab this trailer here. And we'll get started with this. There we go. Lock that into place. And we'll head out. And we'll start off with, I guess we'll start off with field number 4. Alright. Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the live stream today. Yeah, I was mistaken. Yesterday I said something about, there being new Peterbilts on mod hosters. I went back and looked. It's actually Freightliners that are on mod hosters. So that's what's over there. Alright, so we're going to use the Crone today. And so we'll run over here and we'll start to get it set up. So what I'll do is I'll set up a route for the Peterbilt to run to the BGA, and then I will sit and run the Crone. So are I going to do any Euro Truck Simulator soon? I will probably do some Euro Truck in the next day or so. Probably tomorrow. I may do a live stream tomorrow. Since I didn't do one last night, and I am trying to get things back to normal after being away for a week. So just bear with me as I work to get everything back where it should be. And then once I get everything back in order and get my life straight and get back into to the whole swing of things, it's surprising how not doing it for 5 days, it seems like it's taken me quite a bit to get back into this whole swing of it. So just bear with me, and as soon as I get everything back to where everything is just second nature again, I'll get back on schedule. But because of that, I'll probably try to do something tomorrow, and I'll tweet something about it when I'm ready to do that. All right, so on to the tractor. Let's get that up. That's good. That's good. All right, so I'm just going to pre-cut a little bit of this so I can set up my Peterbilt's route. All right, so come in here and get started cutting our chaff. And just get a little headland here cut, and then we'll get started with this. Teddy Bear fan, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm doing good, thank you. Conquer for the win. You just hit 114 subs. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. I know it's when you hit 100 subs, it's like a big deal, you know. I know when I got my first 100, I was like, holy cow. It's still crazy to think that anybody watches this stuff on a consistent basis. So, alrighty. So I'm just going to get this headland cut to give me a little bit so I can get the Peterbilt in the field. Once I get that set up, I will run the Peterbilt over to the BGA. We'll set up horseplay with it. And then once it's there, once I've got that set up, then we can get to actually harvesting all this and get it knocked out. Alright, so we'll stop that and just pull around here so that we get everything set up right. I don't know, what do you guys think about that trailer sound pack? I'm not a real big fan of it. It seems to make way too much noise. Alright. Alright, so we're into this guy, and we'll just pull it around here a little bit. Make our turn. Oh, that's cool. Look, you know, I don't look at anything that Landy and I do as a competition or anything else like that. So if he happens to be streaming and I lose everybody to him streaming, that's cool. Because the thing about it is, with these streams, they're always archived, so anybody can come back and watch it at any time. So it doesn't ever bother me if somebody's streaming at the same time I'm streaming. It just happens that way. So, all right, so we're going to record a course here. Oops, stopped a course. I got to get rid of the old course that I had. All right, so start recording a course. And we'll just let it come down here. And we're headed over to the BGA this time. Because we haven't done anything with the BGA, so we're going to be working with it. Like I said, Conquer, probably going to be a while before I place a fishing planet. That's one of those things that I just kind of do casually. But, you know, I'm not really motivated to get into it and play it on a regular basis. It's just not doing it for me right now. Now, there is a revamp of that game in the works. I was told by the developers that some big overhaul changes are coming, and when those changes take place, maybe that gets me interested in it again. But for right now, we'll see. Has the time change killed you yet? What do you mean, man? time change never bothers me. Or if you're talking about the spring forward fall back thing, it never bothers me. I have no idea what year this Peterbilt is. All right. I hate the paint job on it, I will say that much. Alright, so we're going to come in here to the BGA and swing in here wide so we don't hit the concrete bunkers. And what I'm going to do is just zigzag through these. So that as I do this, when they fill up one at a time, we'll be able to use them all. So what will happen is it will go through the first one, it will unload in the first one. If the first one fills up, it will move over and use the second one. If the second one fills up, it will move in and do the third one and go from there. Do I ever do a multiplayer server that we can play on? I don't have a multiplayer server right now. There was talk of Landy setting his up, so I've been kind of holding off on it. If he doesn't do anything with his anytime soon, I might start one. I've toyed around with the idea of getting one and putting it up, putting a map on there, and being able to do multiplayer with you guys, but it's not something I have set up right now. But it might be something I work on in the future. It just depends. Alright, so we're going to head on around, head back to the field, and we will set up. And we can get started doing some chaff work. Alright, so we're going to be using the little, I guess it's the 870, I think is the Crone number on there that was from the contest. I am going to use the field bin that comes out of the Crone Beast Pack for the Crone 1100 Beast Pack, and then I'll use the truck and the trailer here to get this done. So let's see, Patrick, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you enjoy the Fishing Planet and the Farm Sim videos. Great to have you with us. Hello, Martin. Good to have you. Alright, so let's pull this guy in here, and we'll have him pull in and just come to a stop right here in the field somewhere. And stop here. Alright, and now we can save this course. And I'm just going to call this F4 to the BGA. Oops. There we go. Alright, so we're going to set this up for combine mode to empty out the Crone, and then let's see what settings I need to have on this. I need to back it up just a little bit. So let's see, combine is going to be the Crone and then I think the offset I need to do is the vertical offset, and I think I need to bring it backwards 8 meters, I think. We'll see. It'll take a little messing with. I forget where we had to do this the last time. So we'll set it up for... Let's set it up for 7 meters. And then we'll just see what happens when it goes. So that's that. That's that. And then the start at... Let's make that... let's see... Start at 70%. And we'll just mess with it as we go. So we'll tell it to... I don't want it to drive the entire course again. Come on. Have it start from the nearest waypoint. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Why do you feel like you need to drive the entire course again, you stupid thing? Drive from the nearest waypoint, which is right there. Oh well. Just do what you want to do. Don't y'all love that? Yeah, I got a mind of my own. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. Alright, so that'll give me time to get this guy started, fired up, and it gets to going. I don't know where the middle of this field is, but I'm going to assume it's somewhere right around in here. Alright, so let's see. I don't remember where I put all these buttons, but I think we're right about in here. So, alright. Hopefully that's alright. Engage that. Start driving a little bit. And we will start cutting this field. Let's see, what is my favorite farming map? I really like this one. I still like Burenholm as well. The only thing I don't like about Burenholm though, and my problem with a lot of Giants maps is the fact that they put everything spread out. The cattle are down here, the sheep are over here, the main farm's here. I just don't like that. I like for it all to be together. So that's the only thing I don't like about Burenholm. It was a really great map though. What moisture do you need for corn? This game, the whole thing is 57% right in that area. So that's where you need to be for the soul mod to work for. You want it to be right around 57%. So Surge is back. He had to go clean his dad's semi. Cool. What is the rotation on this back bin? I think it is Z. I'm going to have to rotate it in just a second. Alright. Let's see if I can get that back bin to rotate. Open up the help menu. And rotate bunker left, button 1. Well, that's button 2. This is button 1. And it ain't working. I forget the button to rotate it. It's not Z. It's X. X is the one to rotate it. Alright. So let's make our turn. Let's get our four-wheel drive to lock in. Come on. There we go. Alright, now we can get to going here. And switch back to the tractor. Get our head down. There we go. All right. All right, so we'll get this going. And I want to get rid of the GPS window so I don't have to see that anymore. And we'll just work through here and get all this cut up. Serge, how have I been? Good. Christy, Moose, what's up? Love the series. Keep on rocking. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. All right. Now, why is that showing me that I'm 100% full when I know I'm not? Am I? I am 100% full. I guess I need to stop moving. Yeah, since I'm 100% full. And we'll just wait on the semi to get back here. See where he's at. Well, this is going to be long. If it takes him that long to get back, I might have to get another truck and trailer. Let's see. Do you fish for northern pike in real life? No, I don't. I live in the south. There's no pike in the south, and I live next to the ocean, so you know I do a lot of saltwater fishing. I don't do much freshwater fishing much anymore, just because you know it's easier for me to go saltwater fishing. Alright, so we'll let this guy make his turn. And he goes to the opposite side. Because he's just a moron. Nice. Alright, so that means we've got to switch over here and rotate the hopper. And I guess I'm going to have to go into course play and specify that the driver's side is always on the left. So we're unloading. So let's see how close he is. Oh, he's way too far up. So we're gonna have to back him up quite a bit. So let's tab over to him and adjust these numbers a little bit more to get him to come back some more. Let's see. We'll have it back 9 meters. I forget whether it's forward or backwards on this that you need to go. Is it a positive or negative number that you got to do to get it to go? So, let's see. West Virginia Trapper Man. Hello. Welcome. Steven Dyson, hey Moose, did you check out Cattle and Crops? I have. We talked about it just a little bit ago, and about it. And let's see. Jacob, hello. Dougie Gaming, hello. All right, so that seems to be doing its thing. So let's go ahead and move forward here. And as we do, let's see. If that truck falls backwards, it doesn't seem to. Let's see if we can get it to move backwards a little bit more. Let's see. Let's take it the other direction. Nope, it's definitely backwards. So we'll back it up 10 meters. Let's see what that does. Alright, it's always a little adjustment game when you start this up. Yeah, I have to agree with Architect on that one. I'm not going to remember to call you Dylan. That's just one of those things. Come on, don't run over me there, Peterbilt. You got to give me some room. Goodness me. Man, I couldn't hardly make that turn. That Peterbilt was just squeezing me. And now I can't get past him hardly. There we go. Well, he'll fill up in just a second and then we can be done. He's following me, but he's not next to me enough to get me to dump into him. So I got to make some side adjustments and bring him in a little bit closer. So let's make that adjustment. So we have to go into the side offset and we'll drill that back down to like 5 meters. And man, we're really going to crank this back to like 12 meters. Let's see how that does. All right. Much better. Really? That little splash took that, and boy did I mess up there. Alright, well I think I've got everything adjusted now to where we can get some stuff accomplished. I can actually watch my numbers now and know what I'm doing. Alright, so, anyways. Jacob wasn't here. I just, I mean, so far, of all the maps I've played, I mean, I love Coleborough for what it is as far as an English style map. I really like it. The hedges are frustrating. And it's a very challenging map, so it's really good. But just as far as for my style of farming and everything, I really like this map, and I think that's the reason why I do so many. I do so much on this map, is just because I do enjoy it that much. Alright, so real quick, I need to jump in before that stupid driver comes back. I need to rotate the bin here. Well, bear with me again. So let's rotate the bin out here, and then when I request the driver, I'm going to need to make sure that that is... I'll make sure that my driver always comes to my left side. So I'll wait until he's empty before I actually request a driver. Alright. Surge, yes. All the videos that I do live stream will be updated onto they will get uploaded onto YouTube. It usually takes, as soon as I stop streaming, YouTube starts processing, and it usually takes an hour to 2 hours for it to process, and then I'll switch it over to where it's public. So, all right. So we'll keep on doing this here. And like I said, guys, I will probably go up until just before 7 o'clock with the stream. Central Time, it's 5:45 right now for me. So probably another hour. And then I'll call it for the evening, just because I'm going to go watch my football game. Because that's quite important for me to take care of. All right. So the Peterbilt has emptied and I am just about where I need to be. I'm going to request the driver. And it's not going to let me automatically do that until he comes into range. So I'll just watch this, and as soon as he comes and triggers on me, then I'll switch him over to the left side and make sure that he comes down the left side every time. And we are almost 100%, so I'm just going to stop right here and wait on him. And I guess we can switch over and see where he's at. I almost need to get a second truck and have it run. You know, Jacob, I messed around with it a little bit and here and there. I don't have the time to make my own map. It just... because I know how I am and I'd want to get all the terrain right and everything. You know, I really want to make it, you know, very, very eye-catching, as well as, you know, I have a vision for a map, but I don't have that much time in my life to do that, so probably not going to happen. God, I hate when this noise gets stuck in here. When it gets almost to full, you get that little noise and it doesn't go away. Unless maybe I get to 100% and it'll go away once I hit 100%. There. Alright. Now it's gone. Well, that's annoying. The guys who, the guys with the Chrome Beast Pack sent me an invitation to do a review on their mod. Because apparently they've got a new version out that's they've been working on, and they were asking me if I would do a review on it, and I just haven't downloaded it or anything. They were talking about, well, it has a minimum number of bugs in it, and that's just a red flag for me right there. Anytime you say it's got a minimum number of bugs, I'd prefer you just say it has no bugs in it. Alright, driver's side, left side. Make sure it comes down that side of it. But it's looking like it wants to go to the right side. And now it wants to turn and run into me. Nope. See how we do here. Oh, we gotta pull him forward 12 meters. Has got him way too far back. But he should be able to get up underneath there. All right. He's almost full. Oh, he's only 80%. Gamer guys, my steering wheel down. No, it's up. It's running. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to stop the driver right here. And that way I can go ahead and make my turn. Head on over here. And then I can resume on this line. There we go. And then I can start the driver back up. And that way I can make a turn without him running all over me. Matthew, you got the SciTech wheel and are absolutely loving it. You know, I talked to Landy a little bit about it the other day, and he said he really liked the wheel and the console, that they were well made, and that he really liked them. His only drawback was the pedals. He said the pedals seemed a little bit flimsy on them. But other than that, he really liked the whole wheel and side pack. So, but yeah, I'll tell you what, I mean, if I didn't play other games, you know, if I didn't play Euro Truck or other driving games where I wanted to have a gas pedal and a clutch and a brake and have a gear shift lever and everything, then I would want the then I would just go ahead and get the SciTech wheel. But because I do all of that, the SciTech wheel doesn't work for me. So, and that's the reason I went with the G27. Now, as far as the G27 goes, I see what everybody complains about with the gear shift on the G27. It is not something that you can be very aggressive with, like a Thrustmaster wheel is. So I can see why people say, you know, it's not that good of a gear shift console. But for me, it's going to work. It's going to do the job that I need it to do. But if you were really aggressive and you were playing a game where you need to do a whole lot of shifting, and like Forza or something like that, I can see where the G27 could break, or you could just have some fallbacks with it. But I really like it. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can use the SciTech for other games, but you're not going to get the force feedback. You're not going to have manual gear shift. You've only got the 2 pedals, so I mean, there's drawbacks to it. But I really, you know, that's the thing. If I'm going to buy a steering wheel and I'm going to spend that kind of money, then I'm going to get something that I can use for more than one thing, and I can get everything out of it. I can't imagine after playing like Dirt Rally and even Euro Truck with the force feedback and hitting bumps and feeling those bumps and everything, I can't imagine playing the game without it. So, I mean, but again, that's me, you know. I want that feedback. I want that style of device, but you know, it's to each his own, but you know. All right. All right. What do I like about Manchester? I like the big fields, the scenery. I like that most of the stuff is somewhat together. You know, the beef and the pigs, that's a whole nother thing. But you know, I like it. The whole map genuinely just feels good. Big, open, lots of large fields. I don't like doing all the small fields, and I don't like the tight quarters of the hedges. I do like the hedgerows and everything. I do sort of like them, but again, it's this is more of the type of farming I'm accustomed to, you know. So I guess that's the reason why I like this map, is it feels more like what I'm used to around here. You know, probably a reason why the guys who live over in Europe like Colborough and Chillington and those type of maps, is maybe because that's more what they're used to. But I'm not European, so I don't get into the whole European thing. Alright, so back off of this a little bit, and we'll wait for the other truck to return. See where he's at. He's on his way back, so Floppy Fish, hey, I'm a new sub. Hello, Floppy, welcome to the stream, and thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Alright, so, like I said, this is what we're doing tonight, is doing a lot of chaff. Tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow I might do a live stream, and again, I'll tweet if I do, when I'm going to do it. And if I do, I'll probably do a little Euro truck. I toyed around with doing a little dirt rally tonight, and I might even do that. We might do a little bit of Euro truck and a little bit of dirt rally. But that might be what we do tomorrow. But yeah, if I decide to do a live stream tomorrow, I will tweet it out and let you guys know when I'm going to do it, and then get that set up. So, but I will do a lot of Arma later on tonight after the football game, and I'm going to try to record a little Arma this week of me just being a thorn in the flesh of people, going around blowing them up, things like that. Where did I get the Big X trailer? A million times I've said it's from the Chrome Big X 1100 Beast Pack. Every time I use it, I say that. So that's where I got it from. Patrick, got to get some sleep. So good night. Could you say good night, my friend, sleep tight? And yeah, I'm not gonna say it in Norwegian, but anyways, have a good night, man. You might be back later after going to play some Minecraft with some friends. All right, well, I'll only be on for about 45 more minutes. So all right, so this guy is pulling up. And as soon as he starts up, we can move forward again. All right. Well, I got to remember to do a print screen tonight so I can have a live screen image. I don't know if y'all realize that if you want to do screenshots in Farm Sim without using any software, you can just hit print screen and it'll do that for you. And we were trying to figure it out the other day, so it actually works. All right, stop the driver and pull that around and work my way back over here. And we'll drop that down. And I can start the driver back up. And he'll head over here. Kyle, sorry Moose, I gotta go. Thanks for the live stream, no problem. And if you miss any of it, you can always catch the rest of it in the on the archive. All right, and off he goes to the races. It's gonna be a lot of chaff. It's not gonna be nearly as much chaff as we did on Nord Brabant, but it is gonna be quite a bit of chaff this time. So let's see, of all the vehicle mods you use, what are your top 3 favorite vehicle mods? Top 3 vehicle mods. You mean like the vehicle itself, or the mods that go to change the vehicles, because they're, you know, you could be saying that, and I could say, well, the mod that adjusts the vehicles, the top ones would be like drive control, course play, GPS. But if you're talking about the vehicles themselves, probably the top mods would be let's see, probably I wouldn't say it's a tractor so much, though. I mean, I'm a big fan of the fence. Really like that 900 series fence, where you can get whatever size 900 that you want. So that's a real big. I really like that package a lot. But the Moco mower is a really great mod that I just absolutely love. So that's one of those. And then this trailer that I'm using right now on this thing is, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, how can you not want this? And, you know, it's a real life trailer that you would see out there in the fields. And so, yeah, I mean, it just really, finding it was a great find, and I absolutely love this trailer. So, that's, you know, it's worth it just to, you know, that mod itself is worth it just for the trailer. What's the plan to do with all the chaff? Pretty much sell it. Use it in the BGA. We hadn't done any BGA work, so that's kind of what my plan is to do a whole lot of BGA. So, alright, at some point I need to start working around these fields. So as soon as that trailer comes back and unloads me, we'll start cutting the field here. Oops. Well, I kind of screwed that up, didn't I? Forgot to engage the head. All right. So anyways, Aaron, I will look at your channel, but I will not guarantee that I will sub to it. I will say this, guys. I only sub to things that I actually am going to watch and am actually interested in. And I hope nobody takes that offensive. I'm not into the whole sub for sub thing. If you like my channel and you sub to it, I'm flattered and I appreciate that. But I don't do sub for sub stuff. So if I watch your channel and I like it, I'll sub to it. But it's got to be something that I'm going to want to watch on a regular basis. And like I said, I don't watch that much YouTube video stuff. And so the things that interest me on YouTube are different than farm sim stuff. It's usually it's either boat woodworking, boat restoration stuff, things of that nature. I do a lot of woodworking. I do a lot of cabinetry building and fine furniture building. So I'm always watching YouTube videos on seeing what techniques other people are using on there. Like I watch the Wood Whisperer. I watch his YouTube video on a regular basis. He does a really good job with his stuff. And so I watch a lot of that stuff. I watch a little bit of, like, I'll watch Ian's stuff, and I'll watch a little bit of Orlando Kid, Rubberside Down, those guys. But I don't spend a ton of time. I may watch like Bay Area Bugs, some of his videos on different driving games, just to see what driving games are cool. Like they just started doing Need for Speed on console, so I want to see if I'm interested in that game. But I don't watch a ton of farm sim stuff. big is this section here? It's big enough. It's about time to start cutting it. Alright, come on, tractor. Get on down here. Janelle, hello. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name, Janelle, because I know I will mess that up. Will you play on the new FS map? Maybe next week we'll start a live stream thing on the gold edition stuff. I just wanted to do a live stream tonight since it's been so long since I've done a live stream. So that's the reason I'm just doing Manchester tonight. And I knew I had all this chaff to do, so I figured I would do 2.5 hours of chaff, you know, in a live stream versus trying to make that into a bunch of stuff. Right, let's see, 92%. I'm going to stop that driver again, and I'm going to back up a little bit. And I'm going to make my turn here. Alright, let him come on down here and see if I can get him filled up before I get to the end of the run here. So if I take out the middle third of the field and then I come do the other 2/3 as separate sections, that's sort of the way I do it. Oh well. I don't want him to run into that ditch. Yeah, I like the Northern Alex. You talking about Bay Area Bugs is pretty cool. He's fun. I like his stuff. I like the Northern Alex, the guy that he plays with that's part of that Code Zero group. He's cool too. He does a lot of like emergency vehicle games that are kind of cool that that you don't ever see anybody do, so they kind of like those. Alright, I'm gonna stop this guy while I come down here and do this leg and knock it out real quick, even though that's gonna screw some things up. I don't want him driving down here and getting stuck in the ditch, so we'll run down through here. Bob Bass or Bob Bass, hello. Carter, hello. George. So let's see. Do I like old cars like hot rods? Yeah, I do. My first car I ever had was a 1977 El Camino, which you probably think is like, whatever. But the 77 El Camino, my dad and I restored it all the way from, my dad and I restored it, and I had the motor out of it, swapped out, put in a big 454 in it. It came with a 350, but I put a big 454 in it. It was even bored out 30 thousandths into the water jacket, so the amount of horsepower. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Sorry guys, I gotta take care of this real quick. Let's see. All right. Well, let me get in here. I hate the admin thing on this thing. It needs to be better. All right, he's blocked. Thanks, guys. Sometimes chat goes by a little bit of too fast. And I don't ever see anything like that. There's always a troll in every group. That's the thing, until YouTube gets a little bit better, you can't put any kind of bots in here to do it. So getting rid of them is just kind of stupid. So appreciate you guys giving me the heads up on that. There's always going to be some douche like that in every group. You can't do a whole lot about them other than let them be stupid. Whoa, somebody is just running into me. All right, so who really cares though, guys? I mean, it's just, you know, it's just lame. You know, he thinks he's being cool and everything else like that, and he's giggling to himself, but does it mean anything, right? I mean, he doesn't know a thing about me, and how do you say, oh, well, somebody's gay? That's stupid. And, you know, number two, yeah, aren't we supposed to be above that kind of comment in this world now? Because isn't that offensive to somebody to call me that? I thought that, you know, that's not a bad thing anymore or whatever. So, in a PC world. So, whatever. Let them have their little fun. He's probably like 12 years old, and mommy and daddy never watch what he does on his computer, and, you know, so. Yeah, I mean, people like him, they're just annoying. You guys just tell me when you see something like that. Let me know, and we'll get rid of them. And I don't really want to make a bunch of admins for the channel and have them doing stuff, because then I got to keep up with what the admins are doing and all that other stuff. So it's one of those things. Eventually YouTube will work on getting like MooBot and things like that added back in, so when they do that kind of stuff, I can set that up to be taken care of. Other than that, I just got to do it manually. It's frustrating to have to do it manually, but it's you know, it comes with doing all of this. So you're getting some lag here. I see a little bit. The stream of the live stream is down just a little bit, but for the most part, it's all right. Let me check OBS. Yeah, OBS is in the green, so I don't have any issues with it. It's just the connection between me and YouTube, probably. Do I have donation notifications on? I do believe they are on. So nobody ever donates, so I don't worry about it. You know, it's one of those things. I don't do this stuff to make money. You know, that's the reason y'all never hear me say, oh, there's such and such, you know, and that's the reason there's no donation button and all that other stuff on screen or any call for that, because I don't do it for that stuff. I do it just for the fun of it, you know. Anyways, All right, so we'll wait on that truck to get back over here. So yeah. So we're now on day whatever in this thing, but now we're on the next day cycle, which means once I finish the harvest, I'll be able to go back over to the beef pen and the cattle pen, or over to the beef pen and get rid of all the grass on there, and go from there. Mr. Moose, I caught a far on fishing plant. I guess you meant gar. Yep, gar. Yeah, that was a pretty cool little thing they put in there for Halloween. The Halloween pack they put in was a joke. $14.99. So basically you could get a little bit of bait, some line, some hooks, and 2 rods that were already in the game. They just colored them orange and slapped the word Halloween on them. That wasn't cool. Hope nobody bought that thing. And of course, I'm sure they don't like the fact that I just said that, but that's okay. I'm just gonna stroll through some of these comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, my El Camino, I absolutely loved it. That thing was so fast. It had a 454 on it. It was bored out 30 thousandths. Had an oversized cam in it. I mean, it was a monster. Just to keep the wheels on the, changed out the exhaust on it, put California turbos on it, so it had a nice rich sound on it. I didn't like glass packs because they were just too loud, so put California turbos on them. Put some 50 series wheels on the back of it. But just to keep the wheels contacted to the ground, my dad and I had to take the rear bumper off of it, and we had to take it to a foundry, and they poured pig iron into the rear bumper, and then we bolted that and welded it back onto the frame, and that was the only way we could keep the rear wheels to make contact on that thing. It had so much torque, and it was a killer car until I got run off the road one night and jumped it off of an in-bank. So yeah, I was coming home one evening, and there was a ridge road that I was driving on, and at the time there had been some utility work done, and they put some straw on one side of the road, on both sides of the road. Anyways, coming up through there, some moron ahead of me decided to change, tried to pass somebody, and he was in my lane at the exact same time as I was coming down the road, and to avoid him, I had to pull off to the side of the road, right? So to the right side of the road was a whole bunch of equipment like Caterpillar, dozers and stuff. So if I'd have pulled off, I'd have smacked one of those. To the left side of the road was my only option, which was where the ridge was. And I thought, well, okay, I'll just pull off over there and hit the brakes. And I did, but because they had put all that straw off on the side of the road, when I hit the brakes, I just slid on the straw and slid right over the ridge, and went off the embankment, tore that car up, which an El Camino, if you're not familiar with it, is a unibody construction. So once you tear one up, you've pretty much torn them up. So yeah. You like drive control but don't like the gear system. I really don't ever use the gear system in it or anything else like that, so I just use drive control for the things like manual ignition. I used to not use the shuttle, which you can turn that off, right? But now that I'm using the G27, I sort of like the whole gear system, or the shuttle system, because I like having my brake. So I've got shuttle turned back on. Janelle, you like my channel? Thank you. I'm glad you do. I appreciate that. Alright, so let's start our driver again here. And we'll go ahead and make our turn so he doesn't hinder us in doing such. And we'll start him back, and I'll have to come clean that little mess up where he ran me over a little while ago. Ryan, it happens when we start it. What gear system? I think when he's talking about the gear system, I think he's talking about the shuttle, where you use the space bar to switch into forward and reverse. You can use like the shift and the arrows to like gear down the transmission a little bit, but I think he's talking about the shuttle mode. Let's see. Aaron, you said something about why does my dad's hot rod shut off when we start it? Shuts off. Let's see. What sort of issue are you guys having with it when it shuts off? I mean, like you start it up, and is it just not idling properly, or what, that it shuts off? That would be, you know, my issue with it. Is the carburetor flooding out? Or, I mean, that's one of those things that's hard to really tell what your issue might be. You know, I had an issue with mine that it took me a little bit of time to get worked on. I had the original carburetor in it because it had that Rochester carburetor in it, and one of the issues I had was the metering rods that seat in the inside of it. There's an adjustment screw on the metering rods, and I set it, and the engine would run great and the carburetor would run fine, but then all of a sudden it would start flooding out on me. And what was happening was the vibration of the engine was actually making those metering, the set screw on the metering rod was actually just slowly turning, and it was changing the amount of fuel that was getting into the carburetor, and eventually it would flood out. I ended up having to just ditch that carburetor and get a whole new carburetor. So it just depends on, you know, did you guys start with a new carburetor or using a pre-existing carburetor? Did you guys get it cleaned out really good, or, you know, and get all your seats right, and get everything on the inside? Because it's out, you know, if it's flooding out, it's something within the carburetor. If I do a cam someday, it's just going to be a control cam, which is something I'm working on setting up. As soon as I get the gaming rig complete the way I want it, as far as the little console that I'm building for the gaming, I will set up a cam that is locked and focused in on the joysticks and the steering wheel and everything. But as far as doing a face cam, I'm not going to do any kind of face cam, because nobody needs to see my facial expressions while I play this game. Especially if I'm making really snide faces at people's comments. You really don't want to see my expression when I read something I don't like, and I'm just kind of like shooting the side of my head or something else like that. I got a real kick out of a comment today. Somebody said, I really like your stream. You don't cuss and you don't do this and everything else like that. I'm not that good of a guy. Y'all just don't hear me cuss on the streams, because I try to be a good person. There was one video that slipped out with me yelling in the middle of it, and I had to go and do an edit on it. A few people, well, a few hundred people actually saw it and caught it. But, yeah, I've had one slip up out there. But, yeah. The health on the stream is back up to green on my end, so, as far as my encoding on my end, everything's fine, and the readout I'm getting from YouTube shows everything. So hopefully everything's working right. So now, why did that do that? Why am I only getting half of a field right now? Josh, is this gold edition? No, this is just Manchester that I'm playing on right now, and I'm completely just cutting chaff for no reason right now. Let's see. Charlie Tar Photography. I try to keep it clean though, because I know a lot of the people who watch these gaming videos are young and impressionable, and I try to keep it clean because I'm totally, you know, like I said, that there's no need for it. You know, you can do fun, and you can do these videos without going down that road. Hello, Cody. How are you doing? Two Codys back to back. Cody Manning and Cody Vandermate. Hello. See where that truck is. He's pulling in now. Let's see. You can't play 1.3 or 1.4. I have gold edition because the game crashes when I launch it. Have you done a fresh install? I mean, just clear out and start all over again? Because it should work. I don't know why it wouldn't. Yeah, I slip up every once in a while, Architect. I mean, I did it tonight in this live stream. I said something that I normally wouldn't say. You know, when dealing with our little friend who was our little 12-year-old troll. But for the most part, I try to keep it cool. I'm gonna slip up every once in a while and say things I shouldn't. Yeah, Janelle, I would say just make a copy of your save games and everything and your mods, and do a fresh install. The first thing I would do though from any of that is take your mods folder, copy it all to somewhere else on your computer, and then just delete everything that's in your mods folder, and make a copy of your save games and your mods folder, put those somewhere in a safe place, and then delete everything that's inside your mods and delete all your save games, and see if you can run Farm Sim then. And that'll tell you whether you've got a corrupt mod or something within the game. If that doesn't work, then just clear the game out and start all over again with a fresh install. Next Gaming, how do you get your overlay to change? If you're talking about down at the bottom, it's just what is it? It's in OBS. There's a setting in there where you can change that. You can have it do a rotation of JPEGs. That's all that is. And it's still, my whole overlay is a work in progress. It's something that I've only had for a couple of weeks and something I need to continue to work on. But again, you know, last week was sort of a waste. Gunslingers, Moose, you're going to have to check out. I'm going to have to check out a lateral play in the Arkansas game. It's pretty wild. All right. Yeah, I'm sort of missing the Arkansas game. What's the score right now? Anybody know? Is it over? Is it, Christy, Moose, keep it real. You gotta go. Family movie night. Later, dude. Thanks for coming by. I'm getting ready to wrap up myself here very shortly. Speaking of laterals, anybody watch the Miami game from last week and the lateral in it? Dude's knee was down. Cody, how am I doing? I'm doing good. Oh, man. Arkansas won in overtime? 53-52. Are you kidding me? Oh, the gate has been opened. Arkansas beat Ole Miss. So that means the gate is open. If my boys can take care of business tonight, they just have to win the season out, huh? Aaron, I have to get my ATV fixed. Do you have an ATV? I do. I have a Polaris. Very nice. Yeah, I've got a little Polaris four-wheeler that I have. I use it for deer hunting. So, Cody, thanks, man. Glad you enjoyed the videos. It's gonna be a slugfest tonight in that game. It's like two identical teams playing each other. I fear though that LSU will have the upper hand in the game because I haven't seen that much from Alabama this year. They've been disappointing to me. At this point, I don't think they're the number 4 team in the nation, and that's like sinful for me to say that, but it's the truth. But that's just me keeping it real, right? You can still be a die-hard fan and admit when your team's not that great. They have a lot of problems. Their defense is amazing, but they have a lot of inconsistencies on offense right now. So 2001 Arctic Cat 300, you have to get the wires fixed. Alright, boy, this is just taking forever, isn't it? I mean, one field is just taking forever. I'll have to pick up a second truck. I'll probably rent another truck and trailer to continue on with the whole chaffing operations, because it seems like waiting for that truck to get here from the BGA is holding us up. Dude, Matt, I don't understand how Mark Richt keeps his job at Georgia. I don't understand how Georgia fans continue to put up with it. It just amazes me. I know he's a great guy, but I just don't see how he continues to hold on to a job there, because every year Georgia starts out with so much promise, and then they fall on their face. And it just amazes me that the man keeps his job. He's not, I mean, he's not a bad coach, but he's not getting them over that hump. Every year they start off with potential, and then just it never happens. There's always some reason they fall flat on their face. And you can't say this year is because Nick Chubb got hurt, because they've got other running backs that do an incredible job there. So I don't know exactly what that is. So that worked, Janelle. So yeah, you've either got a corrupt game save or you've got a corrupt mod. So the best thing for you to do at this point is just take your mods and put them in, and this is painful, put them in, like, decide what mods you really want and only put those mods in, and only put them in like 3 or 4 at a time. And then if you get to a point where the game won't start, you know that the mod is in that 3 or 4, and you can go from there. You can also be having a conflict with it, you know, how many. And a lot of people, I keep getting people who say this one, they try to load a map and they can't get the map to load. It'll only go so far and then it just freezes up. If you're having that issue, it could be because you've got too many fruits running. If you haven't downloaded the 128 fruit patch from maru.net, which is God, now I can't even think of how to spell it. But if you look in my list, there's a one that's called a 128 patch or whatever that gives you 128 fruits versus 64. The original Giants game comes out with only 64 fruits in it, and a fruit is anything that you can harvest. That includes straw. That's cattle, beef, pigs, chicken, straw. Any variation of fruit, potatoes. If you've got a map that's got steamed potatoes, that's a fruit. Washed potatoes is considered a fruit. So if you have more than 64 of them on a map, it's not going to load unless you put that 128 patch in. So definitely go look at my list of mods and get that 128 mod and put it in there so that you have 128 mods, 128 fruits available, and then that way you'll be able to use that as well. So and that's a very important one to get. Alright, so I think I'm going to finish up this last little lane here. Time is getting, well, we'll keep on going until about 6:45. 6:45, 6:50, I'm going to wrap it up. That way I can go get a couple of things done and get ready to watch the game. Right, somehow I hit the space bar or something earlier, and somehow I got the stupid IC turned on this thing. Alright, let's get this guy refired up. All for the driver, and we'll continue to go. So anyways, let's see. Yeah, sometimes you just got to go through your mods folder and delete a whole bunch of stuff. I've got a whole bunch of mods that I never use. I have to keep them because they're things that Recon wanted to play with at some point, or something that Landy wanted to play with, but I go through my mods periodically and just try to get rid of stuff that I downloaded at one point because it looked good, but I never use it anymore. So, let's see. Let's see. Josh, you have a problem with Manchester taking forever to load like that. Whoa, what is he doing? Now, why in the world did that tractor decided it needed to run into me? I love when that happens. Alright, so that one's going. And let's see. Can you give me a link on the episode before this stream for the 128 fruits? If you just, like I said, if you look in the show notes, there's a listing in the show notes that says mods I use. And if you look in that, open that up, it's going to bring up a Google spreadsheet. And in that Google spreadsheet, it's probably under Essentials. I did a section in there called Essential Mods. If you go look in there, there's going to be one in there that says, it'll list that mod in there under the Essentials, I think, for the 128 mod. You should be able to find it right in there. Let's see. Alright, you guys play nice with each other, alright? And the only one who should be telling anybody not to repeat themselves is me. I mean, really? Sometimes my chat window only shows me about 5 or 6 chats at a time. So if somebody gets to the point where they're spamming it over and over, I'll tell them not to repeat. But if I do miss somebody's comment and they want to report, you know, repost it, as long as I don't see it as annoying, then if I see somebody saying the same thing like 3-4 times, I'll say something to them. But yeah, let me worry about that. Yeah, I think it may be called AAA 64 ER fix, and then over in the description of it, it'll say something like, it'll say something to the extent of upgrades from 64 fruits to 128 fruits or something like that. So all right, lock on here. Charlie, gotta go, but it's been fab watching your live stream. Thanks. Hello, Brandon. I hate to tell you, but we're just about to wrap this up. Liverbox, Moose, are you still keeping it in like real life, only in videos, or also in streams? Yeah, I mean, I pretty much, the way I play the game is pretty much like I would do things in real life. I try to keep it legit, and I'm trying to be even more legit with things like driving on the road. I try to turn my beacons on and things of that nature. especially now that it's easier for me to do because I've got more buttons at my disposal. So yeah. So let's see. So increasing the fruits would actually reduce the map load time. I don't know about that. What increasing the fruits does is ensures that the map will actually load, because like I say, if you get a map that's got more than 64 of anything going on it, like for instance, some of these maps that are out now have so many extra mods put in them, such as the washed potatoes mod and the beef and the chickens and all these different mods that are out here now, that if you put them all on a map, there's no way that map will run. There's no way that map is going to run with the pre-existing giants, because giants only allow 64 fruits. So if you try to load a map that's got fattened chickens, beef, sheep, you know, all the regular stuff, plus it's got beef, plus it's got pigs, maybe it's got goose, the maps that have like gravel on them, there's maps that have fish on it, the potatoes, the washed potatoes, the steamed potatoes, all that other stuff. That's too many fruits, and it's not going to load for you. And so it'll lock up, and you'll think the game is just locked up. But what it is, and if you have the console enabled and you can actually pull up this here and look at it, it will actually tell you too many fruits. You've reached the maximum number of fruits. So if you get that 128 patch, which is the AAA 64 ER or whatever, but if you get the one that opens you up to 128 fruits, you can play maps like that, and you can use more mods that allow things like that. If you try to do a lot of UPK stuff with like the fruit trees and things, you'll have issues on that. So all right, guys. So I'm going to run at this just a little bit longer. It's 6:48. I'm going to wrap the stream up here in just a couple of minutes. Appreciate everybody watching tonight. I'll finish up this field. I'll probably do a little bit of this stuff while I'm watching the football game. Just not on a live stream and not in a video. So I'll try to finish up some of this and get ahead. And then we'll do a another video tomorrow, probably on Manchester, and then I'll probably do a live stream, like I said, tomorrow on something else other than Farm Sim. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna wrap up this, like I said, in about 2 minutes. If you're watching this on the archive, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like it, and of course subscribe to the channel, as I do try to do new stuff each and every day. So, but again, thanks guys for coming out tonight and watching the live stream. Not Fishing Planet. Not gonna do Fishing Planet tomorrow, I can tell you that now. It will probably be some sort of driving game, or I don't know, might be me stalking people in Arma, who knows. But it's not gonna be Fishing Planet, because not into Fishing Planet right now. So, alright guys, thanks for coming out, thanks for watching. I will shut the stream down in about another minute. Aaron, thanks for coming by, man, and I will see you the next time. Yeah, sorry, Kyle. Like I said, I started and was gonna go for 2.5 hours on this tonight. So I'm kind of kind of at that point where it's ready to wrap it up and get done for the evening. So, but again, I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. And I'm going to go watch the football game and see how that goes. It'll either be a wonderful evening for me or it'll be a depressing evening. But anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it this evening. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Good night.